Assalamualaikum, we are from Group 3. Today we are going to present about compound interest and annuity. So we start with part A, which is compound interest. Helmi wished to have RM4,000 in 3 years and 6 months to buy a high quality gaming PC. How much should he invest today at 4.1% interest compounded monthly and calculate the interest earned? So by the question, we can find the future value S is RM4,000, the time period T is 3.5 years, the interest rate K is 0.041, the compounding frequency M is 12. Is S equal to P1 plus I to the power of N, where I equals to K over M and N equals MT. So the I is 0.041 divided by 12, and also N, which is 12 times 3.5 equals to 42. Now we substitute all the information into the formula. When we simplify, the expressions become 4,000 equals to P times 1.154. So we divide 4,000 by 1.154 to get the present value. Therefore, the amount Helmi needs to invest today is 3,466 and 20 cents. Now we calculate the interest earned. So 4,000 minus 3,466 and 20 cents. Then we get 533 and 80 cents. Next question. Shima needs 6,300 and plan to make a loan for 5 years. She had surveyed 2 different banks. Since each bank produced a different future value, identify the value of X and Y. By the question, we know the P is 6,300 and the T is 5 years. Bank A, K is X percent, M is 2, S is 8,500. Here is the formula. So the I is X per 2 and the N is 2 times 5, which equals to 10. We want to identify the value of X using the compound interest formula. So we substitute all the information into the formula. Next, we divide both sides by 6,300 to isolate the bracket. Then it becomes 8,500 divided by 6,300 equals to in bracket 1 plus X per 2 to the power of 10. To isolate the term inside the bracket, we take the 10 root of both sides. The 10 root of 1.3492 gives us 1.0304. Next, we move the 1 to the left, which gives 0.0304 equals to X per 2. Finally, multiply both sides by 2. So the value of X is 6.1%. Bank B, K Y percent, M is 1, S 8,900. Here is the formula. So I is Y per 1, which is Y, and also N is 1 times 5, which equal to 5. Now we want to identify the value of Y using the compound interest formula. So we substitute all the information into the formula. Next, we divide both sides by 6,300 to isolate the bracket. Now it becomes 8,900 divided by 6,300 equals to in bracket 1 plus Y to the power of 5. To isolate the term inside the bracket, we take the fifth root of both sides. The fifth root of 1.4127 gives us 1.0715. Next, we move the 1 to the left. So Y equals 0.0715, which is 7.15%.
Question 3. On 12 April 2019, Asha deposited 3,000 ringgit into his saving account at interest rate of 6.5% compounded quarterly for the first 3 years. However, on the next year, he withdraws an amount of 1,500 ringgit from his account, while the interest rate has reduced to 4.5% compounded every 2 months for the rest of the period. So find the accumulated amount on 12 April 2022, the future value at the end of 7 years, and the total interest earned. So for the paragraph, we can take the information given. So for the first 3 years, P equals to 3,000 ringgit, interest rate equals to 0.065, M equals to 4, and T equals to 3. And for the next year, we know interest rate equals to 0.045, M equals to 6, and we doesn't know the principal yet. For question A, we need to use compound interest formula, and we need to choose I and N, which is I equals to Km and N equals to MT using the information given, and I equals to 0.01625 and N equals to 12. After that, you can insert all the calculation we made into the formula, and the answer you should get is 3640.22 ringgit. Okay, next question B. to change the principal, we need to take the S from the question A and minus it with 1500 and should get 2140.22. For T, we need to minus 7 with 3 because the question asks for the future value at the end of 7 years and we already calculate for the 3 years and the interest is reduced to 0.045. And for N, we need to divide M with T and is equals to 24 and I equals to K over N and you should get 0.045 over N. And after that, using compound interest formula, you can insert all the information that we have been calculated before and the answer should get is S equals to RM2560.59. Next question C. First, we need to calculate interest for the first 3 years using formula I equals to S minus P and the answer you should get is RM640.22. And for the last 4 years using the same formula, the answer you should get is RM420.37. And after that, plus both interest and the answer you should get is RM1060.59.
Malik purchased a motorcycle with a down payment of 1,500 ringgit that cost an equal payment at the end of every 3 months of 450 ringgit. He was charged with 6% interest compounded quarterly for 5 years. So, from the question, we can extract some informations which are DP equals to 1,500, M equals to 4, R equals to 450, K, the interest equals to 0.06 and T, the years is equals to 5. Okay, so for this question, we will use the formula of S, which is the future value, formula of A, which is the present value, where I equals to K over M and N equals to M times T. Okay, so question A required us to determine the original amount after the down payment. Okay, so first we will determine the value of I and N, which I is equals to 0.015 and N equals to 20. Next, we will substitute all the values obtained into the present value formula to get the final answer, which is A equals to 7,725 ringgit and 89 cents. The next question required us to find the interest charge and we will use the formula of I equals to NR minus A and we will plug in all the information into the equation to obtain the final answer, which is I equals to 1,274 ringgit and 11 cents. Question C required us to find the outstanding balance that have to be paid on the 6th payment if Malik failed to pay on the 3rd until the 5th payment. For this question, we will use the formula of S and use N equals to 4 because from 3rd until the 6th payment, it will total up to 4 and we will plug in all the other information to get the answer of S equals to 1,840 ringgit and 91 cents. The last question requires us to find the total amount if he plans to settle the loan with a single payment after the 15th payment. For this question, we will use the formula of present value and use N equals to 5 to get the answer of A equals to 2,152 ringgit and 90 cents.
Hi guys, so with me Hazim, we will discuss about the last question. So I'll read the question. The question is, Jen buys a piece of land cost 680,000 ringgit with a down payment of 20%. The balance will be settled by making a monthly payment of 2,500 with interest rate of 4.5% compound monthly. Find the number of years needed to pay the balance in full. Okay, so from the question given, the information that we can get is for A, since the down payment are 20%, so the loan is 80%, so we need to calculate the A. So the A will be 544,000, R will be 2,500, K 0.045, M 12, I equal to 0.00375, N equal to 12T. So to answer it, we need to use the formula of A equals to R times 1 minus 1 plus I power of negative N divided by I. Then we just need to substitute the information that we get to the formula. To complete it, we need to use logarithm. So substitute log into the formula, then we will get N. So from the N, since the formula of N equal to MT, we need to substitute the MT that we are given the M, so we need to find the T. So T equal to 37.69.